Good evening, everyone. Is there anyone here thought of how people dispose of trashes that we throw away without recycle?
No.
Okay. Personally, I thought I was very surprised that many communities in U.S. does not force people to recycle trashes. As a result, all the trashes get thrown in the same trash can. However, now communities must force people to recycle or to make clean environment for our next generation children. I want you all to know that why recycling should be mandatory for all communities in the U.S. These are 3 reasons I came up with. First, it is good for environment. Second, it saves energy. Lastly, it reduces the amount of trash in landfills. Let's first talk about how recycle helps maintain good environment. We know that paper comes from trees, and many trees are being cut down just to produce paper. By recycling papers, we can help lessen the number of trees that are cut down. Any products other than papers that came from our natural resources should be recycled so that we can help preserve the environment. Moreover, the greenhouse gas emissions from factories and industrial plants are lessened, and harmful gases during the production is also minimized. Since they are not making virgin products, furthermore, when people decide to incinerate, we can reduce air pollution by recycling that harm the ozone layer because there is much less trash to burn. According to the US EPA, they said methane is the second largest source of greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. By recycling properly organic materials, including paper, we can produce anaerobic decomposition and the production of methane gas. The second reason is lets us save energy. In a process of making recycled materials, it requires less energy than to make virgin materials. For example, it takes a lot less energy to recycle paper than to create new paper from trees. The energy from transporting virgin materials from the source is also saved. Additionally, it can decreasing pollution by saving energy. Why is it so important about saving energy through recycling? Is because energy from non-reusable resources is protected and saved for future generations. Money is saved when less energy is used, and often pollution and emissions are reduced when less energy is used. Lastly, the third reason is that it reduces the amount of trash in landfills. Landfills are mostly composed of non-biodegradable waste which takes a long time to decompose. By recycling, we can lessen the waste materials that are placed into landfills. If we don't recycle, more and more garbage will go to landfills until they all get filled up. If that happens, where will the next garbage be placed? The place can be our backyard. In addition, most waste is not biodegradable, and it stays in the landfills for years to come, just sitting there and filling up with the rest of the trash. Recycling would allow us to reuse the materials over and over again. Let me recap. This evening, I hope that you all know that why we should recycle before we throw anything into trash can. I strongly believe that recycling should be mandatory for all communities because it is good for the environment, saves energy, and reduces the amount of trash in landfills. People may be glad because they don't have to do a bugger of job like separate trashes now. However, they should think about where these all unseparated trashes will go. As I mentioned, there are more advantages for recycling than disadvantages. For example, it preserves good environment and saves energy. Now that you're hopefully convinced that people in communities should recycle to preserve our beautiful earth, by doing these 2 actions, it helps make people to recycle more often. The first one is to place several trash cans for different trashes at our home. The second one is to showing educational video about recycling for both children and adults. Thank you.